Hello everyone, Chris Reynolds again here at Gospa Missions and Abode for Children. I started walking again. I'm trying to get 15,000 steps a day. My foot's been feeling better. It still hurts a little bit, but not as bad as it did. But over the past year and a half of having foot problems and not being able to walk, I didn't keep my eating down. So, of course, I gained a little bit of weight. But we're going to be working hard on trying to get rid of that this summer. But through God's grace, maybe I can get there. But I was on a call this morning with one of our longtime donors, and we got into the conversation and she asked me about a couple different podcasters, Catholic podcasters, and how this one was really hating on Medjugorje, and, on top of that, just railing against all kinds of things. Priests he didn't know, bishops, and like I told her, I said, that doesn't bring peace. It doesn't. It brings division and hatred for each other. The person's a very traditionalist. He's beaten down on a charismatic movement. And I'm sorry, I came back to the church through the charismatic movement. Do I still go to a charismatic mass? No, I go to a Latin mass. I love the Latin mass, but I grew to love it over years. But coming through the charismatic movement, I still love throwing my hands up and praising the Lord with the best of them outside of the liturgy. That's my thing, okay? And the church, really, I think, is that. There are different things for different people. Now, I don't think we ought to be changing our teachings on faith and morals, but when it comes to praise and worship, I leave it up to God's hands. I'm not here to judge whether charismatic mass is a valid mass or any of this other stuff. The mass is said reverently, then it's a valid mass. If the words of consecration are correct, it's a valid mass. Doesn't matter. Now, I love the beauty of our old church. I think a lot of our churches today have lost the beauty. So when you walk in, you don't think you're in a church. You think you're in a gymnasium sometimes. But when you walk, like the parish I go to in old St. Mary's in Cincinnati, you walk in and it's like, whoa, it's the glory of God. And these churches were built by immigrants. A lot of them with their own hands. They're not whitewashed. They're not, just very minimalistic. And I'm not saying you have to have grandeur and all, but when you're in a sacred space, there has to be, at least for me, because if not, it just feels like I'm in an everyday place. And when I walk through those doors, I want to be in the presence of God. So as you're going through your daily life, let's not worry about what John's doing or Jane's doing, or let's worry about what we're doing. What are we doing? We're putting together right now a retreat in August 3rd up in Butler at the Highfield Community Center. It's going to be a wonderful retreat. We still have some tickets left. You can go on to gospa.org and register. And it's going to be we have some great speakers. Father Joseph Tuscan, Father Joe Freedy. We have Paul Ruggieri, Sister Faustina Maria, and Isaac Bruce. They're all going to be talking about the two pillars, Our Lady in the Eucharist, and how if our ship is tied to those two things, we can't be knocked over in a storm. And that's what we're in right now. We're in a storm. I was talking to somebody this morning about the fact that, things get censored when it's Christian or of Jesus or of God. But yet, if a library wants to have, a Ouija board night, that's acceptable. That's okay. But if you go in and you have a prayer meeting there, they're like, oh, we can't do that. It goes against our policy. Well, really? So bad is good, good is bad. It's just we're in this world right now. So, I started talking about Medjugorje. I've never personally been there. I know a lot of people that have, and they've had major conversions. Tom was one of them, our founder. And Gospa is Croatian for Our Lady, so it's Our Lady's mission. We'll be going there in October 13th through the 21st. It's very affordable. We wanted to make it affordable. We're not looking at trying to make money on this thing. It's just we want to go in memory of Tom. Father Alum, our chaplain and administrator over in India at our orphanages and school, he'll be our chaplain for this pilgrimage, and we're looking forward to having him. And I'm looking forward to going. I've never been there, so I'll let you know how it goes. But if you're interested, you can go to 206tours.com/Gospa and sign up. We have limited space available, so if you can, hopefully you'll join us. God bless you all. Have a great week, and don't forget one thing: Jesus loves you. Have a great week.